and welcome to the Activity Continuous podcast. We are your hosts. This is Amy.
And this is Megan. Thanks for joining us again. This week, Amy is recapping the Dead Files episode called The Obsession. It's from season 5, episode 5, and it originally aired May 30th of 2015. There are a lot of fives in this. 5, May 5/30, 2015.
Yeah, because May is 5 also.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Vivian fucking Pickles.
God damn it, Vivian Pickles.
Well, this was chosen because we, Lili, our listener, recommended an episode, and I watched it earlier this week, and I was like, yeah, no, it was all about child death. And it wasn't the kind you could just ignore,
in the background.
Yeah, like oh, a child died in 1850. It wasn't like that. It was the client had a child that died, and it basically the whole problem was that she was not dealing with it. So I was like, yeah, we can't do that. We can't do that.
That's too much.
You couldn't just leave it out, you know, or barely touch on it. It was kind of the point of the whole episode. So I reached out to Lili and I was like, that one's going to be too tough for us. Is there another one you would like us to do? And so she gave me another episode, and she gave me this episode 5. So if you heard us talking before about what one we were going to do, that was called Evil Underground. I don't remember the numbers. And so if you want to go watch that terribly sad and painful one, that's called Evil Underground.
You.
Yeah, do. I had a hard time, and I'm not even a kid person.
Ooh, and you're not even a mom.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, I cried. So I was oh, Megan can't handle this.
No, I couldn't.
So Lili was a rock star, and she pivoted.
Like a rock star.
Yep, and she gave me a new episode, and it's this one, and it's good.
Nice.
It's good. Yeah.
Lili, on top of it.
I know. So she picked another one that was from Illinois because she runs a podcast called Haunted Happy Hour, and they do stories from what they call the Quad Cities.
Oh, yeah, in Iowa.
Yeah. Well, I looked it up because I wasn't sure what it was. Even though I've listened to a couple of episodes, I don't know exactly what the Quad Cities means. According to the Googs, the Quad Cities is a region of cities in the U.S. states of Iowa and Illinois, Davenport and Bettenforth, and southeastern Iowa, and Rock Island, Moline, and East Moline in northwestern Illinois.
It's pronounced Illinois.
Sorry, I apologize, all you Illinoisies.
And we just lost all of our Illinois listeners. All 5.
Oh, God damn it. Well, at least we still have Ireland.
And we still have 5. Oh, my God. Okay. Yep. We still have Ireland. Listen, if we have nothing else, we have Ireland.
Right. So, Haunted Happy Hour is our promo partner for this week.
Nice. Yep. Good old Midwestern fun. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Stick together.
Yeah, we got to stick together. So is there anything else we should talk about?
Oh, my God.
I don't think we have any milestones or anything. The last episode that we did, the interview with Lance and Jennifer, you guys, if you haven't heard that, go listen.
Oh,
it was a fun time.
Again, they're so sweet.
Yeah. And they have a lot of good
100%
stories.
We would be friends with them. Like if we met them, we would be friends. Yeah. I mean, hands down.
Yeah. They're super cool.
Lance and Jennifer are like, no, we wouldn't.
They're like, yeah.
No.
No.
They were the most annoying people that
super
ever
annoying.
talked to. Super annoying. We're like, oh my God, we're best friends. And they're like, we don't even know you.
She doesn't even know you, weirdos. Oh my God.
She doesn't go to the school.
Oh, but anyway, so yeah, go listen to that, friends, if you haven't already. It's really interesting.
It's a really good one.
I would love to have them on again. I know they have a billion more stories.
Yeah, I'm in a really goofy, stressed mood right now. So
good. Well, I'm not glad you're stressed. But I'm glad you're goofy.
I mean, as you know, goofy as always.
Yeah.
Did I tell you I lost my wedding rings?
No.
Oh my God. Found them.
Good.
So I think what happened is Mr. Little Man got a hold of them. And I was tearing my room apart. John was tearing my room apart. And I happened to just look under the bed one last time. And I saw the band that I got. And I'm like, okay, they're here, John, they're here. And so he lifted up the box spring and the mattress, and that's where my wedding band was.
Wow.
Between the bed frame and the mattress.
What?
Springs. The box spring. I don't know.
No. How's that possible?
Really good question. I would like to know the answer.
I mean, even if the kid got a hold of him, it's not like he'd be able to stuff him in there, could he?
He has tiny hands.
Yeah, but isn't that heavy? How would you get in there?
I have no clue, but that's where it was.
That's bizarre.
I know. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, of course, I'm like, okay, what if I'm being haunted? You know how they take stuff and then put it back?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
So in my mind, I'm like, okay, am I being haunted? And they've just taken it.
I mean, that seems more plausible than a child putting the rings in there, to be honest.
That's where they were. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
That reminds me, I was telling Jackie, my stepmom, about our visit to the psychic and how my dad showed up and stuff. And she said that she uses him to find missing items in the house. When she loses something, she just says, okay, Alan, help me find it. Where is it? And then it usually, sometimes it happens right away. Sometimes it's a couple of days. It comes to her and she figures out where it is.
I love it.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, that's really adorable.
Yeah. I also wanted to tell you about my dinner tonight. So, you know, it was my birthday weekend, which is why.
Oh my God, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, we're recording a day late because yesterday was my birthday. We were supposed to record and day late, dollar short, that's me. And so
Amy decided she wanted to celebrate, which 100% she should.
Yeah, we normally record on Monday nights.
Where'd you go for dinner?
Well, we went to
Did you have pad thai?
No, I didn't. Because pad thai, I feel like it's so pedestrian. Like I can, like, what?
There's a giant tarantula spider hanging from the ceiling, so I might literally die. Did you have, what is the thing that you have? Drunken soup? Drunken noodle soup?
No.
Drunken soup?
No, I usually don't get soup. Greg does.
Drunken noodles.
He gets the Tomka guy.
There's a noodles drunken thing.
There is a drunken noodles that I have gotten before. I did not.
Okay, what did you get?
Spoiler alert, I should have.
Oh no.
So first of all, Uptown is a fucking wasteland. We go, it's in the former Calhoun Square.
Right.
I think you would have been better off looking at that without your glasses on.
I know, but
now
I needed
freaked
to
out?
see. No.
Is it not as big as you thought it was?
No, it is. It is. It's like a daddy long leg, but like a big ass fucking daddy long leg.
Daddy long legs are nice. They're nice. They're eat mosquitoes.
I try not to kill them.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah. But if he comes at me, it's me or him, and I'm making the call.
I get it. Okay. So anyway, the parking ramp is like shambles. It needs to be painted. I don't know what is in that building, but not much, I will tell you, because the restaurant is on the outside, so you don't have to go into the mall to go.
Right.
So we didn't really go into the mall until after, but so we went. I'm like, this place is falling apart. We go in. The bar is all blocked off. It's 5:00. Yeah. So that if any time that the bar is going to be open,
to open the bar
5
up. On a Monday.
Yeah. Well, it was tonight. It was tonight.
Oh,
so
tonight.
So it was Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we get in. We're like, well, and there was nobody there, like someone working, but no diners. And so they seat us, and then there's one server, and she had mentioned that she was the only one there, and she was all flustered, and I'm like, there's not another soul in this place. Why are you flustered? And then so we order, and Greg orders the sweet basil stir fry with shrimp. Okay. And first of all, the menu that they give you is different than the menu online. You can order online, order for delivery or pickup. The dishes are all different. So there's like 4 dishes that I really like. The one I really wanted wasn't on there, but I ordered the one that I thought was the same one, that they just had a different name. It wasn't. And Greg orders this. It's usually called pad prick harappa or something like that. Yeah. Pad prick, P-R-I-K. Pad prick harappa. And it's a Thai basil stir fry, right?
Sure.
So he orders the basil stir fry with shrimp. And she says, okay. And then I order mine what I think is the Faram long song, and it's not. She brings out, and we ordered dumplings as an appetizer. Okay. She brings out the basil shrimp rolls, which are pieces of shrimp wrapped in egg roll wrapper and deep fried. Mm-hmm. She sets them down. I go, I don't think we ordered that. She goes, yeah, didn't you have the Thai basil shrimp? And Greg kind of looks at her and I go, he ordered the stir fry, the entree, the Thai basil entree with shrimp. Oh, I thought you ordered this. And then she laughs and takes it away. And I'm like, okay, first of all, why would he order a fried like egg roll type appetizer as his entree,
as his dinner?
And if he did, why would you bring it first? The actual appetizer that we ordered?
And if exactly. If he ordered that, why wouldn't she bring it with your entree together?
Well, turns out she didn't even bring his entree with my entree, because next we get the dumplings that we ordered. Yeah. Those were fine. They're just frozen dumplings.
I mean, how do you fuck those up?
Yeah, they're from a bag. I'm sure.
I'm sure they're from like Costco or something.
Yeah, they probably are. So we got those. Those are fine. Then she brings my entree, and it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's fine. It was okay. It wasn't great. And then, like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes later, she brings Greg's entree.
So you're basically done with your food.
I'm pretty much done by the time he gets his food. And mine was okay. His was good. Which is funny because the last few times we have gone, it has been such a shit show, and they always fuck up his order.
Well, it sounds like it was a shit show this time.
It was a shit show this time too, but they got his order right.
Okay.
And my not. They get his order wrong. Well, they did, originally get his order wrong, but
they got both of yours.
But yeah, it was. I think I got what I ordered. It's just that I wanted the thing that was on the regular menu, and it wasn't on the menu they gave us. I don't know.
That place has gone such downhill so much since they moved.
Yeah, we will not be going back.
No.
And in fact, this is how you know it's bad. We're sitting at the restaurant. I am Googling other Thai restaurants that we could go to in the area because we're not going back here. Yeah. And also, Greg's dish was really good. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why don't we just learn how to make that at home?
Right.
So we're Googling recipes for that.
I mean, you already know how to make pad Thai.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if I'd be able to make it again.
I mean, you made it really good for me, so
I did. That might have been a one-off. I don't know.
That was like 5 years ago.
I know. It was a long time
ago. That was so long ago.
It was
because you were still in the old house.
Yeah.
Greg was. I think he was gone.
Yeah, he was on a trip
somewhere.
Yeah, you came over to have dinner and watch movies or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out good. You know what I did? I took like 3 different recipes and I just merged them together. So I have no idea what I actually did. But it was pretty good.
It was good.
Yeah. So we'll find a new Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
All right. So the only content warning I could think of is that there's a murder. Murder. There's nothing else I could think of that was that we need to talk about. So all right.
I will be glancing up at that spider to make sure he doesn't move. So.
Well, good luck.
Sometimes, those with a strong attachment to a specific place during their lifetime choose to stick around, reliving moments or specific events that took place there. It all comes back to the history that was left behind. That history leaves an impression. This is the Haunted Happy Hour podcast, a show dedicated to uncorking chilling conversations about the paranormal. We're your hosts, Lili
and Vanessa. We dig through the history of locations to get an understanding of why certain places are considered to be haunted, what happened there, and why.
We seek to understand the reasons for encountering some sort of paranormal manifestations in certain locations while sharing our own experiences.
took some shots, everything was great. But then when I looked the second time, I was already down to 7%. I had like 50 some.
Oh my gosh.
Join us in our haunted lounge as we share stories about the history, hauntings, and lore throughout our hometowns across the Midwest and beyond.
For those looking to find out what spooky tales lie trapped within some of America's cities and towns, join us for the next Haunted Happy Hour. We'll talk spirits, drink spirits, and sometimes even encounter spirits. I could definitely taste the vanilla.
Honestly, it's not as strong as what it smells like. I give this one 2 thumbs up.
Okay, now that we're enjoying our drink though, let's go ahead and talk about the stories.
You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, or anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. And if you have Echo devices, an easy way to listen is just say, Alexa, play Haunted Happy Hour podcast.
So, we invite you to sit back, grab a cocktail, and let us introduce you to some history, mayhem, hauntings, and spirits right here on the Haunted Happy Hour podcast. Cheers!
Okay. So, again, this is called The Obsessed. It is season 5, episode 5. Original air date May 30th, 2015. Listener suggestion. 5:30, 2015.
If only it had been May 5th, that would have been just
I know.
icing on the cake.
Oh my God, that would have been amazing.
Someone dropped the ball there.
Oh yeah,
Someone
come on.
dropped the ball.
Somebody at the Travel Channel.
Yeah.
So this one takes place in Oregon, Illinois. I don't know if they say Oregon like they do in the state of Oregon.
Right.
But Oregon, Illinois. The client is Mike. He is the former mayor of Oregon, Illinois, and current owner of the Roadhouse, which is a bar. And
That reminds me of
restaurant.
Roadhouse.
I know. I put in my notes, I wonder if Patrick Swayze shows up.
He should.
I know. As a ghost, of course.
R.I.P. Obviously. I
Yeah.
mean. Yeah.
So this is about 100 miles from Chicago. So Mike says that his experiences are he believes that this bar is haunted by a woman who was the victim of an unsolved murder.
Murder.
Yes. He hears noises, has things flying around, sees shadow figures, people are being touched, and he's losing customers.
Okay.
So we first see Amy. For her first thought is that she says she feels like she got the wind knocked out of her. And she says, there's no hope here.
Bleak, Amy.
Yeah, she's coming right
Bleak.
out the gate. So then Mike meets with Steve and Mike says that he bought the place in 1993 and he restored it. He showed a picture of what it looked like before and it was really ramshackle. It was just falling down. So he also
Was he
says,
compelled to do it?
well, I think so. I mean, we'll get there, but yeah.
Okay.
He moved into it full time just a few years ago.
Okay.
We'll find
And it
out
was
why.
a bar?
It's a bar and a
It's a bar?
restaurant.
Okay.
Bar, restaurant, and it's got like it's a pretty good sized building, like with several different rooms.
Sure.
So he tells Steve that there was a double murder near here in 1948. And he thinks that one of the victims is haunting the place. And so he has made it his mission in life to solve the murder.
Why do these
Yeah.
people make it their missions?
And you might ask, is he a cop?
No.
I think
Is
he
he
was
a
an
relative?
insurance adjuster before this. He didn't say
God,
that, but I
how
did some research and
boring.
I think that's what he was.
No offense
yeah.
to any insurance adjusters.
I can
Maybe you
imagine
love that.
I mean,
Not my cup of tea.
could be. So he has spent over $150,000 of his own money on this mission, and as a result, he lost his home, which is why
Jeez.
he lives in the bar now.
My God. I assume he's not married.
I do not believe he's married. We did not meet a wife or a partner at all. He actually even had her body exhumed.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's into this. He's all in. So
how does he even do that?
Well, he was the mayor, so I think he has some connections, That's my guess. But
I have to assume that none of this person's family is still alive to like.
Yes, they are.
And they let him exhume her? Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting way ahead of us.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So Steve basically asks what the fuck, and he says that her spirit needs closure, and so does her family.
So exhuming her is a way to get closure?
Well, he wants to find out to see if he can figure out the murder based on the body, on another autopsy.
So okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop because every sentence out of your mouth, I have more and more questions.
I know.
I don't know where this story is going.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure either. But so this is the murder of Mary Jane Reed, and we'll find out more about her in a little bit. So Steve and Mike go into a room that looks like a theater, sort of. It's got rows of like velvet seats, like a movie theater seats, Yeah. And he tells Steve that he saw a full body apparition of a woman in this room. Then we go to Amy, and she sees a woman in her 20s. She said she's really nasty and can physically harm living people. And Amy actually calls her wicked.
Ooh.
Amy says she doesn't like being here. The living would see a dark presence in the doorway, but that you can't see through. So not like a shadow.
Yeah.
She says there are things here, and she's still trying to figure out what they are. And she and Matt go into this theater type room, and she says it's worse in here. It's so fucking bad. And she says it's super dangerous, and she just can't find the words. She said it's hard to focus on anything. And Matt asks where these things came from, and she says, hell.
Oh, super. Okay.
So
NBD.
What?
NBD. No big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal. Just hell.
That's it. So now Steve is interviewing the employees, and every one of them is kind of odd. Like they seem like they want to talk to him, but when he asks them questions, they can't really answer, and they're like, well, I don't know. I mean, kind of like they're real kind of waffly. And, yeah. And he thinks that maybe they like cut to him, and he's like, this is starting to piss me off. He thinks that maybe they all discussed it ahead of time and decided what they were going to say. And so he's like, to one of them, he's like, this is ridiculous. Are y'all lying to me? I feel like y'all are lying to me. And the woman just kind of sits there like blinking at him.
Oh, so yes, they are lying.
And I was like, okay, this is fucking weird. He thinks they're all
hiding with Steve.
Yeah, don't fuck with Steve. He thinks they are all hiding something, and he is not having it.
No.
And he sort of lays into that one lady, and she's just like, what? Like, didn't even answer him.
So that means
maybe
they
edited it weird, but that's what I thought. Yeah. So now we cut to Amy, and she says she feels like her mind is being erased by these things. She said that's what they do to people. She doesn't want to call them demons. She doesn't think that they are, but she hears them say, we are legion, which is a demon thing.
Yeah. Like a legion of demons.
Yeah. And
what do you call a group of demons? A legion.
A legion. Do you know what you call like a group of turkeys?
A gobble?
A gang.
Oh, damn.
We have gangs of turkeys in this neighborhood, I would tell you.
Turkeys are so mean.
They are. On my way to work the other day, I had to stop and wait for a whole gang of them to walk by.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have run right into them, but no.
Do you know what you call a group of ferrets?
No.
A business.
Oh, oh, cute. I love it.
Okay, sorry. Anyways,
okay, that's okay.
So we've got a gang of turkeys, a business of ferrets, and a legion of demons.
A legion of demons. Yep.
Oh my God, that's the name of the episode right there.
Legion of Demons?
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, anyway.
So she senses there are dead people here who want to talk to her, but these things won't let them. Now we're to Steve. He's interviewing another employee. Her name's Marge, and I love her.
Marge.
She has earring hoops size of softballs. They're like, her earrings are like this. Yeah. And then her hair, good 6 inches closer to God. She sees shadow figures. She feels something has followed her home.
No.
Yeah. She tells a story about how she was laying in bed and hands were crawling and scratching up on the bedspread from the bottom of the bed toward her. And at one point, they just grabbed the covers and yanked them and threw them off.
Excuse me.
I know. It sounds like something out of a movie, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's hard for me to imagine that actually happening in real life.
I would shit the bed.
Right?
Shit it. Just
Shit it.
a big old pile of poo right in the middle of the bed. And then the demons would be like, oh my God, you're smelly. And they'd leave.
Hey, it might
Wait
work.
a second.
I think you might be onto something.
If exorcisms don't work,
Yeah.
have we
just
tried
shit the bed.
diarrhea? Have we tried it? Just throwing it out there, literally.
Literally. Oh dear.
Maybe these monkeys flinging poop are onto something.
Oh my gosh, maybe.
Okay. So her bed's covers are getting thrown
Yeah, so her
off.
bed covers go flying off. And so as she's telling Steve about it, he's like, I can see that you're upset. And he grabs her hand and she is trembling, like literally trembling.
Steve, you're so sweet.
Yeah, he is sweet.
Does he hug her?
No, I don't think he hugged her. No.
Should have.
I don't think so. I feel like he maybe in the other episode, he may have hugged the lady who's the client in the other episode. Because I seem to remember that I saw Steve hug somebody recently and I was like, oh, Megan would be really jealous.
Yeah, I would be jealous.
Yeah, but no,
if you ever meet him, first thing I'm going to do is go in for a hug. And he's going to be like, please don't.
Please don't
I'll
touch
be
me.
like, shh.
Shh.
Just let it happen.
Just let it go.
Just wrap your big bare arms around me. His wife will be like, excuse me.
Ma'am, could you lay off my husband, please? Okay, so they go to Amy and she is telling Matt that some of these people follow people home. Matt asks if they come back here or if they just stay with the people. And she says she thinks they stay there. They don't come back.
Oh, God.
So that means there must be a bunch of them, right? If they're leaving.
Well, there's a
and
legion.
there's still a bunch of them there. Yeah.
There's a legion.
Yeah. So Matt asks if they are physical with people, and she says yes, but they also influence people by whispering into your mind.
I want to get physical.
Oh, Livy.
Yeah.
She said they're working on her. They're making her feel like she wants to hurt people. And she said,
Amy?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She feels like she wants to hurt people, and she's getting, and they're erasing her mind too.
Mm-hmm.
She said that the living here have done bad things after they've left this place. Which then I was thinking maybe that's why they're all zipping their lips about stuff, because they don't want to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So then Matt asks, well, what did they want? They meaning the things.
Yeah.
And Amy says chaos and destruction.
Very demonic.
Yep. So then Steve's now on the road and he is telling us that he doesn't trust civilian investigators. To Steve, I say, please watch Don't Fuck with Cats and you might change your mind.
Body moving, please.
Yeah. Because if I go missing, I want her on the case.
I want her on the case. 100%.
Yeah.
Call Body Moving.
Yep. That's right. I love that name, by the way.
I know. I do too.
Because I don't know how many times I saw it in writing and didn't ever translate it to body moving. Yeah.
But I think it's a Beastie Boy lyric.
Is it?
I think that's where she got it from.
Okay.
Yeah. Either way, who cares?
Yeah.
She's the
that was
bomb.
a tough film to watch, but
I honestly fast forwarded through 90% of the first episode. I couldn't.
Well, yeah, anything with the actual I don't even want to speak his name, but the guy that they're talking about.
What's his name again? Oh, God. Oh, God. And his mom.
Oh, my
girlfriend.
God. What a piece of work.
Denial. They are cruising down Denial.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She is on a floaty raft just on that river because.
Yeah. Ugh, that was a tough one.
Also, why would you show the video?
Yeah, I know.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that didn't
need to happen. We did not need to see it.
No, they could easily have scrubbed
They could easily have just told us what the video was.
Yeah.
And we would have been like, oh my God, that's awful.
Well, I first heard that story. We're getting off on the rails here, but my fault, I brought it up. But I first heard that story on Sword and Scale back when I was listening to that podcast. And I had already heard the video, which, the sound is what's bad because you really can't see anything.
You heard
I'm not
it?
talking about the cat part. I'm talking about the murder.
Oh, okay. I was like, see, I immediately went to the cat part.
Yeah. Oh, the cat part. Yeah, that was awful. And they did not need to show that. But yeah, so the murder, I'd already heard that video and that was another one I think where I was crying on the bus while I was listening to it.
Yeah,
like, I don't think I need to listen to this podcast anymore.
For so many reasons.
For so many reasons. There's a whole new set of reasons.
Oh, God.
Well, they're not new anymore, but
yeah.
Anyway, okay, back to our story.
And now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
At least we're going to try.
So
anyway, so now Steve's going to go talk to a retired detective who has the case file. His name is Bill Villant. Mm-hmm. And Bill tells us the murder story. So June 24th, 1948, Mary Jean Reid and Stanley Skrdla go on a date. It's their first date. Mary Jean.
Can I go on a limb and say, I'm going to guess that Stanley killed Mary because he made sexual advances to her and she said no.
You'd be wrong, I'm happy to say.
I love it when I'm wrong about stuff like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, however,
Oh, no.
We'll get there.
Okay.
So Mary Jean is a 17-year-old girl who worked as a switchboard operator. They didn't say that in the show. I found that out later. Okay. Stanley was 28 and was a former Navy Seabee.
I'm sorry. That's quite the age gap.
That is quite an age gap. And the article I read later about this said that she had a lot of boyfriends and she did not have any problem dating older men. And we're going to find out about that in a sec too.
Oh, good for her then.
So they met up at a place called Alexander's Log Cabin. They ran into a man named Willard Burright,
aka.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Headlong, they ran into him.
Just plowed right into that.
Actually, everybody would have been a lot better off had they done that.
I was assuming he was not going to be the hero of our story.
He is not the hero of our story. His name is Willard Burright, aka Jiggs. And if you want to take a look at the pictures, there's a picture of him.
I was just wondering. Okay.
He's a real cutie.
Jiggs.
And by that, I mean,
ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually the same face Amy made when she saw his picture. And I put that picture in the drive too, and I'll put that in our socials. If you can see the picture of Amy going, that's...
Oh, I see no hope here. Okay, well, that's depressing.
That's a different one. Yeah, that was in the beginning. Okay, so anyway, Jiggs, he's the town sheriff.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So he's the town sheriff. And apparently, Mary Jean was having an affair with him. But
ew,
I'm not buying it. She was 17, he was 42, and let's just say she could find cuter guys.
Right.
You know? Maybe. I don't know. But anyway... He sees her with this Navy guy and he starts trying to get her to leave with him. She refuses. They fight. She slaps him and she and Stanley leave.
Okay.
They go to a place called the Stenhouse, which is now the Roadhouse, our client's place.
Roadhouse.
They pull up. He gets out of the car for just a moment. This witnesses see them. Stanley, gets out of the car. And for some reason, he jumps right back in the car and they drive off.
Okay.
And they are driving towards Lover's Lane.
Uh-huh.
They are never seen again, but witnesses do notice a car following them with two men in it.
Ooh.
The next day, Stanley's body was found in a ditch with multiple gunshot wounds, chest, groin, arm, abdomen, and back, and one went directly through his heart.
So the chest and the arm makes me think it was a defense, like he was putting his hand up.
Yeah, that could be.
To like maybe block him. The groin, ooh.
Yeah, that's sending
a message.
Yep, it sure is. That's
that's definitely.
That's a jealousy thing, or
that's a message sending shot if I ever saw one.
That's right.
I've never seen a shot, but I'm guessing.
Yeah. So these were all done with a .32 caliber revolver.
Okay.
A few days later, Mary Jean's body was found naked a mile away from Stanley's. Her cause of death was single gunshot wound to the base of the skull, also with a .32 caliber revolver.
So execution style, really.
Kind of, yeah. Base of the skull, I assume, is in the back, yeah.
Yeah.
Now Amy is in the basement and she sees three people, a man, a woman, and another man. The female has brown curly hair. And if you want to look in the drive and see the pictures of Mary Jean, you can see she has dark curly hair. And she says the female has dark curly hair. Oh,
she was so cute.
Yeah, she was cute.
I mean, not that makes any difference.
No, I know. But yeah, she was a cutie.
Mm-hmm.
So Amy says the female has brown curly hair and they look scared. Amy hears she's up to no good.
Oof.
She says the female and one of the males are victims who died either at the same time or very close together. She feels something hitting her in the back, and she feels like a stabbing feeling in her neck. Her neck, her chest, and her back, and she feels like her throat is being crushed. In the female, she feels pain in the neck and the back.
Where she was shot.
Yep. So Steve but we're back to Steve and Bill talking, and there was no arrest made, Bill says, and Steve asks why. Well, guess why?
Because Jiggs is the mayor.
Jiggs is the mayor, he's the sheriff.
Oh, sheriff.
He was the sheriff, and maybe I didn't say that before. I apologize if I didn't say that. He was the sheriff. He was the detective leading up the investigation.
Oh, sure.
Because that makes a lot of sense when you put, when you allow the main suspect to
lead the investigation.
Lead the investigation, yeah. So Bill says that all evidence they found relating to him was circumstantial. Steve asks about the other two guys in the car, and Bill says, well, a guy named Harry DeShazo showed up at the sheriff's office and tried to confess. He said he and his brother Perry, which I thought was cute, Harry and Perry, they were going to rob Mary Jean.
Maybe their real names were Harold and Harold. Oh, yep. I'm sorry.
Harold. Love it.
Okay, so Harry tries to confess.
So Harry and Perry were going to rob Mary Jean and Stanley, but it went bad, and Perry shot them. Steve asks why the sheriff just sat on that, and Bill just kind of goes, oh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think he'd want to blame someone else?
Right.
That was my first thought until I thought about it a little bit more. But anyway, back to Amy. She says 3 people might be involved. She sees a man holding a double-barrel shotgun, but they were killed with a revolver.
Yeah.
They're trying to tell her what happened. And she's listening, but then she goes, oh, fuck. And then she put her hand on her head and goes, no, 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 no.
That's never a good sign.
Mm-mm. So now Steve has found Mary Jean's brother. Okay. Still alive. He was only 6 at the time of her death. And Steve goes to talk to him. His name's Warren Reed, and he broke my heart. Okay. Steve's talking to him about Mary Jean, and he very shakily says, she was my pride and joy, and she took very good care of me.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh. Clearly he is still hurting. He's so emotional. Of course. He's like, his lip is quivering and everything.
I mean, you don't get over the death of somebody. You just learn to live with it.
Right. And, he was only 6 at the time, but he must have been so close to her.
Yeah.
That. And they had an older brother too. I read this, and this wasn't in the episode. I read it later that they had an older brother who was supposed to get married in a couple of days, and she was supposed to be a bridesmaid in the wedding. And so they had to postpone the wedding. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he believes it was Jiggs, the sheriff. He says that Jiggs used to drive over to the house and just sit outside in his car and stare at the house.
Super.
Yeah. He said Jiggs was obsessed with her and really jealous. He would get really upset if he saw her with another guy. He doesn't say that they were dating or that they were having any kind of affair, just that Jiggs was obsessed with her.
I mean, how would he have known?
He probably wouldn't know that. But I would think that the family would have talked about it later.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, true. Good point.
However many years. But anyway, so Warren remembers when 2 detectives came to the house and told his mom that she had been murdered. They were standing at the door. He was holding her hand. Her knees buckled and she almost fell. One of the cops grabbed her. She ended up going to a state hospital for some time, mental hospital. And when she got out, she wasn't herself at all. And I'm wondering if she was just pumped full of drugs.
She probably was.
He showed a picture of the parents, and Steve said, oh, your mother looks so sad. And then he said, oh, your father does too. And they look so sad.
Well, yeah. I mean, how do you come back from that?
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. I mean, this is, another child death, but she was 17. She wasn't a baby. Yeah. But anyway, when his mother was dying, she asked Warren to find out who killed her daughter, and he promised he would try. Mm-hmm. So he is actually okay with Mike doing all this because he wants it to happen
too.
And I think, answers. And I think that's part of what Mike was all about. He was like, her poor brother needs some closure and stuff. So Amy says the dead here aren't allowed to speak, and really the living aren't either. which is why the employees were so evasive.
Mm-hmm.
And she says these evil things, she actually called them fuckers, are trying to maintain control and keeping everybody here. And she says they're going to make it bad for them. So now we go to the sketch. She says she's going to sketch the woman in the basement who was murdered. I wish that she had drawn all three of them.
Yeah.
Or drawn like what she saw, because she said she saw them all sitting there hunched down together. I wish she had drawn a scene. Maybe she did, and it just didn't make it to the end. But so now we're at the reveal. At the reveal are Mike and Marge with the big hair and the big earrings.
Marge, 6 inches to gone.
Yep. So after Lance and Jennifer talked about the reveal and how they weren't allowed to talk to Amy, so that's not to distract her, I was closely watching, and you could see when Steve introduced, you could see Amy just sizing them up and like looking at them. And I mean, I've noticed that before, but I didn't realize, I thought she was just looking at like their auras or something.
Yeah.
But I was thinking maybe she's looking at, they have dead loved ones around them, like they did with Jennifer. So Amy first talks about the basement and how the 3 people were hunched down, the woman and 2 men. She told them that the woman and the man died very close together. They cut to Steve, and he just chuckles under his breath and shakes his head like,
here she goes again.
Here she goes. Nailed it.
Here she goes again on her own. All right.
So Steve says that he has an idea who these are, and he shows a picture of Mary Jane and Stanley.
Yep.
And when Steve asks if Mary Jane is who she saw, she says, well, I had a sketch.
A sketch drawn.
It's like a headshot. I don't know.
I see it.
Okay, so
that's her. 100%.
Do you think so? I didn't really think it looked like her, but I figured it is.
It's
because
the eyes. Look at the eyes. Okay. The eyes are a dead giveaway.
Okay.
The lips too.
Yeah, it just I don't know, the hair look. I don't know. Maybe she had her hair pulled back.
But I think it's her.
Yeah. I definitely think that the spirit is her. I don't. Yeah. I just don't think the photo really looks like her. But maybe that's just maybe that's the artist more than anything else. But anyway, I think it. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it already said it would have been cool if she'd done a sketch like all of them. But anyway. So
is that the only sketch she had done?
Yeah, there was only the one sketch. So she says again, like she did to us with the women, with the woman, she gets neck pain. With the man, she gets back pain. She feels him falling and hitting his face on gravel. Ooh. So he wasn't killed in the house. She said he was killed outside somewhere. Steve asked if she knows who killed them, and she said the female indicated that it was 2 males.
Okay.
So
Harold and Harold.
Harold and Harold. So Steve tells the story of Jiggs and shows her the photo of him, and Amy says, "Oh." And then when Steve says that he was rumored to be having an affair with Mary Jean, that's what Amy's face. Huh?
Same Amy.
I know. I just even wrote in my notes. I'm like, same Amy. Steve says the results of the recent autopsy say she was likely decapitated. And Amy says, "Oh my God."
Questions with that.
The neck thing.
But then would have been in the news? 100% that would, if they had found a woman's body decapitated, that would have been in the news.
Don't you think there's somebody in charge who could have suppressed that?
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
Listen, when you're right, you're right.
Yeah. So Steve, so Steve thinks the murder is Perry of Harry and Perry, or
Harold and Harold.
And Amy says what we're all thinking. Is it possible that this was orchestrated by him? And she points to Jiggs.
Yeah.
And she says, cops know what they're doing. But she did say she's puzzled why she would hear someone say she's up to no good, though.
Well, because in that time, if she was dating many guys, she's a slut.
Well, and what if what she was hearing is Jiggs saying that?
Yeah.
You know,
also, I don't believe women, and we don't believe women who date many men are sluts. Right. That's what the time says.
You do whatever you want.
Yeah, be free, man.
Yeah, so she talks about the things showing themselves as shadows. She said people lose control over themselves and it affects their memories and can erase minds. Steve then
lose control.
Oh, I don't want to suppress your song. You go right ahead.
I know. Listen, everything for me is a song. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. So My ears are itching like crazy. It must be allergies. Steve then tells her about how the employees were so evasive and he thought they were lying. And Amy says, you thought they were trying to manipulate you, right? And Steve says, yeah. And she says, wouldn't a cop want to make another cop think that if they were trying to throw you off the trail?
Damn.
I know. I was like, hey, I actually got chills. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God, Amy.
You were so right. And Steve went, yeah.
Oh my God.
So she moves on to say that the entities are telling her that some of the people can follow people home. These are not the things that are going home with people.
Thank God. Thank God.
I know. But these, whoever is going home with people can cause huge problems and people could become possessed.
The P word.
So then Marge tells Amy about the time in bed when the covers were pulled off of her. But this time she says it happened while she was waking from a dream. She didn't mention that before, or she did, it was cut. So I don't know, maybe it could have been a dream. But anyway, Amy said she kept hearing "We Are Legion," which is a demonic thing, but it just wasn't adding up to her. So she's not convinced it's real demons.
Yeah.
She thinks it's the cop, the sheriff, because
again, he's throwing him off the trail.
Yep, because he's been manipulating people. So Amy says she wants Mike to take, she actually used the word demand. She wants Mike to demand that Mary Jean and Stanley go home with him. I think she forgot he lives at the bar. And then they'll move on.
Okay.
Steve asks if Mary Jean knows all that Mike has done for her. And Amy says, oh, absolutely. You're her hero.
Oh.
But it might actually make it a little harder for her to go.
Yeah. Yeah. She get attached to him.
Yeah. So then Amy wants
especially if she's like, I don't know if ghosts can do this, but when you're young and you romanticize people.
Well, and she was
17.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if a ghost could romanticize, I would bet she's romanticizing him.
Yeah. She probably, we know that in Lance and Jennifer's story, that ghost became obsessed with or fell in love with
Edie.
Lance. Yeah. So.
Oh,
that reminds me another thing before I get to the very end here. Remember how we were confused about the ghost in their story as being, I think in his blog, he called her Emma or Etta.
Etta.
Her name was Etta. But I swear that part in the blog, her name was Emma too. Maybe I got that part wrong. But anyway, Etta, her name was Etta Davis. And then I was like, so is Etta Edie,
yeah, you texted
what?
me that. You thought ED could be her.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe
initials.
ED is Etta Davis. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So
you
anyway.
texted that. You're so smart. This
No,
is why you're in charge.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
And I just come up with Harold and Harold. So
yeah. No, I love it. That's better. So now she wants a holy man to come in and to get rid of Jigs. She says he has a root fear of religion. And that's why a holy man would work for this.
Any religion?
She didn't say
I would assume any religion.
Yeah, any probably Christian. She said he's doing all of this because he's afraid that if he moves on, it will be to hell. And he's scared.
Well, shouldn't be a bad person.
Yeah, he shouldn't have murdered people.
Yeah, don't be bad. Just be a good person.
That's right. So it ends with Mike followed all of Amy's advice and the activity has decreased.
That's good.
Yeah.
Not stopped, but
not
decreased.
Stopped. So
maybe the activity won't ever stop there.
Maybe not. well, and I'm also wondering if he really wants it to.
He probably doesn't.
Because it was
what if, I mean, if that stops, then what's his purpose?
Right. That's his life's mission to solve this murder.
And if he gets it going, if he figures it out, then what? Then he has nothing.
Yeah.
I have nothing. So
I do believe the end said he is still trying to solve her murder. And I'm like, didn't we just solve her murder?
Mike, were you paying attention?
Did you watch the episode?
It's Harold and Harold and Jigs.
That's right.
ABC. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done.
Yep.
But like you said, maybe he just doesn't want to solve it.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he thinks he does, but in his heart, he doesn't want to give up his life's purpose or whatever.
Right. Because then he'll have to find a new purpose.
That's right.
All-purpose flour.
I did find an article. I found a bunch of stuff and I'll put it on the show notes, but I did find an article that said, quote, still, he has found a way to keep the memory of the ill-fated couple alive. He started a foundation in Reed's name, and his roadhouse, part bar and restaurant, part museum, part tourist destination for ghost hunters.
It's a lot of parts.
Features images of the slain teenager as part of the decor.
Nice. Well, that's good. Maybe, just to honor her.
Yeah.
And recognize that she was alive and she did
Right.
live.
Yeah.
And, her life was cut short, but she had a life.
Yeah.
I wonder if there were other pictures of her from like yearbooks or something that he could find.
There
Maybe
was. Actually, he has a section on his website dedicated to her, and I got some of the
Nice.
pictures that I have that I pulled her from there. I don't think there was anything like yearbook stuff, anything that much further back, but there was some other pictures of her. So that's that story.
That's
thank
a good
you,
one.
Lily, for
Yes, thank
suggesting.
you, Lily. Gosh,
was fun.
our listeners they have good ones.
I know. We have awesome listeners.
We do.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. And next week, I think we're going to take a little break because Megan and I need to it's really buckle down and research on this holiday special.
Yeah, Halloween special.
Halloween special. That's the word. I mean, Halloween's
but some people might think Halloween's a holiday.
I do, but usually when you say holiday, you mean
the December holidays,
Christmas. Yeah.
My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving because I can just stuff my face.
Eat. I know it's a food holiday.
I like to eat. Yeah, I love.
As long
food.
as you don't think about the first Thanksgiving, I think we're okay.
You know what? Let's not.
I just consider it a food holiday. Like I was telling my new coworker, I'm like, I don't I celebrate Christmas, but I celebrate Santa Christmas. So yeah, I just celebrate food Thanksgiving and giving thanks for
food
good things in my life and food. Yeah, mostly food.
What are we thankful for? I'm thankful for mashed potatoes and gravy.
Oh my God. Star
All
of
the
the
gravy.
table.
All the gravy.
Yep.
Everybody just give me the gravy. Just give me the mashed potatoes and gravy, and that's what I'm going to eat.
Yep.
I'm like Gollum with the ring, except I'm with the gravy. And the mashed potatoes. My precious. And why shouldn't I have the mashed potatoes?
Exactly.
I've earned them.
I rode the treadmill.
I'm on the elliptical. While you're eating the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
That is working out smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Kill two birds, one stone.
Bingo.
Anyway, so we might be silent
plan.
next week, and then we're just going to really buckle down and get some research done and get the episode written, recorded in the can. And then we'll probably do one more episode that Megan will cover. And you're thinking episode 13 or
season 13, episode 5.
Okay.
And that was a random generated episode and season.
Sweet. Okay. And then after that, we'll probably do one more episode. Do something fun together, maybe an interview, maybe we're not sure yet. We're again, like we said last week, flying by the seat of our pants.
That's how we roll.
How we roll.
Or fly.
So, I mean, like when we were at the psychic and she was saying that, that I'm a planner and I need to get out of my rut and all our routine and all this. I'm like, yeah, I'm a planner. I plan everything out. And then when it comes time to do it, I go, I don't want to do that. Let's do something completely different. Which is what I did last night. When and Megan so graciously said, "That's fine. We can record tomorrow."
It's great because I actually went to bed right after I put my son to bed because it was just a long weekend. We went to the family reunion and we just all needed to catch up on sleep. So
yeah. It turns out I totally could have recorded last night. We went out. We had a couple drinks. We had dinner. I got home by 8:00. I was totally fine. So I could have recorded, but it's okay. It's okay.
It was your birthday. You needed to just celebrate and relax.
That's right. I did.
And do you. And you did.
Yep, I did.
Fell asleep watching TV. Perfect.
Yep. Okay, so
all right.
We'll sign off for this week and we will see y'all in maybe a couple of weeks. We might release a little how do
a
you
little
do
smattering.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you don't miss us too much.
We don't want you to miss us too much.
We don't want you to forget about us.
Oh God, no.
No.
God, no. Okay.
Although how could you forget about us?
Come on.
All
right.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yep.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Activity Continues podcast. We really appreciate you giving us your ears for a bit. Please reach out if you have a suggestion for which episode of the Dead Files we should cover next, or if you have a spooky story you'd like us to share on the show. We can be reached at theactivitycontinues@gmail.com or through our website or any of our socials. Links are all in the description of the show. Please feel free to drop us a note and say hi. And join us next time when the activity continues. The Activity Continues is produced by me, Amy, at Collected Sounds Media and is part of the independent Collected Sounds podcast network. We are also proud members of the Boo Pod network of super cool podcasts.
Nailed it.